Why I am awestruck by Shiva's Tantra but never any other magic. So, I want to start with a story. So, on one fine morning, I'm in my school, among other children, I am assembled on the ground. I mean, in the ground, we're assembled in the ground, and you know, the school ground. It's a big school ground. We are there assembled, and there are all other children out there. And I think I'm in third or fourth grade, and there is this man on the stage. He's wearing a black coat. He's wearing a black hat. You know, and then he's performing certain stuff. He's performing certain acts. Everybody's enjoying. Everybody is laughing, and then he takes out his hat and suddenly a bird flew away from his hat and everybody is clapping around. Okay, everybody is clapping, everybody is enjoying. Then in a few seconds he takes another bird out from his long black coat sleeve and she flew away. So these two birds have really flown into the air, and they flew away into the air. And everybody is clapping, everybody is enjoying, everybody is giggling, and there I am thinking, why? And I am there thinking, why would he do that to bird? Why would that magician do that to an innocent bird? And what's the matter of clapping? I was just thinking about the birds who must be feeling very congested, before that bird was flown away into the air from his hat, from his coat sleeve. And I was just thinking to myself, how congested that bird must be feeling. That bird must be feeling like, must be grasping for air under his hat, under his coat sleeve, I'm sorry. The bird must be feeling so fearful, and it must be so dark inside, you know and the bird must be feeling like it could not spread its wings. I'm a sensitive child out there, and I'm feeling so bad for this bird, and I'm really feeling bad for this bird. And I honestly, I never liked magic as a child, because I felt like, what kind of a magic is that when you have to hurt another being? Or, why would people laugh and smile, and children would smile and giggle and laugh at things that would hurt other animals, you know? So, the innocent child, the me, that is me, the innocent, sensitive child sitting out there and thinking, like, why would they do that to a bird? I never felt like clapping, though I was clapping because everyone else was. And most of my childhood was like that. I was studying because everyone else was. I was doing because everyone else was. And there's something inside me which says me, they all are stupid. And I'm like, no. How can so many people be stupid? And I'm giving this logic to this has been my internal dialogue all my childhood. How can be so many people so stupid? And my adult life, when I had my spiritual awakening, was exactly the opposite. Everyone was actually very stupid, and it was me who was the intelligent one. That has been my spiritual awakening, guys. So, no, I'm not really saying it from a place of ego, but this has been my reality. This has truly been my reality. All my life I've thought that I am the stupid one, only to grow older, had my spiritual awakening, only to realize that I was always the better one, if not best, at least. So, yeah. So, yes. So, yes. So, yeah. So, all right, let's just get back to, the magic day that, and I just never liked these kind of magic, and I just hated magicians for what they did. You know, I just hated when they use birds. Just hated it. Especially white birds. I love white birds. You cannot do this to white birds because I love them, honestly. I love white color and I love white birds. So, yeah, I never liked the whole point. That's life. So, yeah, of course, then I went on my spiritual path. I started consciously treading the path. And, you know, of course, I would not really, label it. I mean, at that point, I couldn't really label it. But, the breath work comes from Shiva's Tantra. So, so Tantra has yantra in it, mantras in it, and nowadays we live in a society which gets so scared when, we say Tantra or mantra or yantra because of course, we were like, this is a proof that we were victims of colonial mindsets, we were victims of colonialization because they really snatched away our culture from us. So I see many people who get so fearful around these words, but they have actually originated from Shiva. And when I found about Shiva's Tantra, I think it was so beautiful because there whole lot, he talks about breath work, he gives breath work, breath work is a part of Shiva's Tantra, and it's filled with whole lot of compassion and kindness, you know, and I think we totally live in an inverted world, where we were clapping hands for a magic where it hurt a bird, and we're feeling fearful for a magic Shiva's Tantra, where we get to find ourselves, where we get to discover ourselves, where we get to explore and get into deeper states of meditation and kindness. You know, so I think it's I truly feel that Shiva's Tantra is more compassionate, is more kinder, and it's 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 more evolved, than a magician's act on that stage the other day where everyone was clapping. So yeah, I just so much wanted to come here and talk around this topic. Nowadays I yeah. And I since we are talking about magic, I would also want to talk around black magic and nazar. So nowadays I'm finding a whole lot of reels, with the title Nazar is so real, man. Nazar is so real. What happened? She was dressed so like this, that like this, and then gradually something happened. Then let me also talk about the black magic. I sense this whole lot of fear, in the collective around black magic. I have to say that, okay? I see people asking questions around that. They have a lot of fear around black magic, and that's why most of the collective wants to just play safe. They don't want to go explore anything outside, even if it's that spirituality. You know, they don't want to hear their own voice. They want to just, you know, they just want to play safe. Okay, they don't want to get into any kinds of trouble. you know and there is a whole lot of fear around black magic, there's a whole kind of fear around nazar and everything. And I would like to tell you, as a spiritual seeker, as a as a discoverer of truth, the more and more I've gone deeper into it, deeper into life, the more and more I've plunged into life, the more and more I've found that you know when you fear something, you allow it to come to you. And now this scares you more. Please don't. It's your energy, who's giving its power. For example, somebody teased you, somebody hurt you, somebody, disappointed you, or somebody made you feel inferior or insecure about yourself, let's say. And you responded. You believed them. You gave them power. And that is an energy exchange. You came into an energy exchange with the devil. And also, if we look at the minds of people who believe in Nazar and who believe, okay, so Nazar is like black eye? What do we say that? What do we call that Nazar in English? Evil eye, right? Right. So, let's just talk about evil eye, or, or this black magic. So, there's a whole lot of, fear around it. If we really look at these minds, and I would call them very fearful minds, a mind which is more in the survival, a mind which has never lived its life, has never lived its life, because the more fearful you are, that means the more you've stayed in your bedroom and just rested. You've tried to play very safe with your life. You never experimented on yourself. You never even followed tried to follow your own passions. It doesn't even matter if you fulfilled it or not. You never even tried to do something that you wanted to do. Like you lived a little bit of a life that, which was confined to the four walls of bedroom. Or you might be going out, you might be doing a whole lot of things in life, you might be changing countries, you might be changing cities, but you are doing all of that under the influence of somebody, or under the influence of your peers, or under the influence of your society, and it does not come from within you. Then also, my dear, you are still in your bedroom. You have not explored life beyond that. As straight as I want to keep it. So, sometimes I do keep it very straight. Other times I'm a little nicer, whatever. So, yeah. So if we really look at the minds of these people, who believe there is black magic, who believe that there is Nazar, then, at some point of time, I would also like to give you my example. So at some point of time, I believed in ghost, but I never believed in God, which is and I never realized it at that point of time. Only when I walked my spiritual journey, I realized why was it easy for me to believe in ghost, but not in God. God I was always trying to find, but ghost I believed, okay, ghost must be there. But God I always wanted to find. So, sometimes, it's like that. Your fear makes you believe in things, that it doesn't want to happen. Your fear makes you, your fear comes in between. Fear blinds you, and you see that which you really, in reality, doesn't want to see it. Your fear does that to you. Okay, your fear will make you believe in Nazar and black eye and black magic and whatnot. But it will not make you believe that even God exists, even positive energies exist. And even if these things worked in short term, in long term, they will always suffer the consequences. So it's why is it easy for you to trust all these things, all these fears, all these things, black magic and Nazar, but not in God. You just need to ask these questions. So it comes from a mind which is very much in fear, which is very much in survival mode. I see a whole lot of people, they judge a lot. They say, yaar, aajkal ki society kahan ja rahi hai? That this person is, the women in the society are like this, the men in the society are like this. I see a whole lot of people really judging. And though sometimes they are right when they do that, but what I've seen is that they start to become like that. somewhere they start to fancy what they judge over time because they're judging so strongly. Or maybe the opposite is also true. The energy exchange happens. What you concentrate on, you know, the energy exchange definitely happens. Okay. So I know people, who would judge society, and maybe they're doing it so right. They're judging it so perfectly that yes, there is this problem in the men right now, there is a problem in the women right now. But I don't know when they start to sometimes become like that, or if they would ever get a chance, they would become like that. I don't know if the fancy came first for, for they wanted to be that, and then they start judging it because, you know, a bipolarization happens, a cognitive dissonance happens, when you do that. Or it was they started judging it and later on they started fancying it. So some kind of energy exchange definitely happens. The things that you fear the most, start coming to your life, and you allow them the space, you believe in them, that's why they come true. And it's really a question that you need to ask, that if believing in black magic, believing in evil eye is so easy, then why believing in God and positive energies and the fact that truth always wins is not easy? You need to really ask yourself that question. Fear makes you see things that it wants you to see. It wants you to save yourself all the time and never beyond it. You will never see beyond it. So yeah, that was my video. I feel that magic exists, you know, and I feel that magic is a weapon, it's a tool. It depends on who is holding that weapon, who is holding that tool. So, if a person who's very devolved in its consciousness, we will call that a black magic. But I think some part of the world might also experience a white magic, where somebody who's very evolved in consciousness, when they will use magic, it will be for the highest good of all. So, yeah, you know, I just want to end, my video with this, that I see the collective fearing so much yantra, tantras, and, whatnot. It actually came from Shiva, and it was always a weapon. It was always a tool. And he used it with a whole lot of compassion and kindness to teach humanity, to teach the world, how to live and everything. But then some people may use it according to their own level of consciousness, and then they used it in the ways they used it. But that doesn't, I just want to tell you that every tool, every weapon is neutral, even when it comes to money. Some people say that, this person is spiritual, why is it earning so much money, where is all this money? Like, when we send somebody earning so much money, the very first bias that comes into our mind is, this must be someone fraud, this must be someone, money is actually neutral. Some people may use it for charity. Charity is also very neutral, let's say. Some people do charity because they want to boost their ego. We have so much money, we give it every other day to people and whatnot and whatnot. And I've seen people doing the charity in the name, in their ego. And then there are people who might be having one roti on their plate and they give half away. And they were hungry for like 2 rotis, 2 chapatis, but they had one on their plate and they gave the half away. So I've seen those kind of people as well. So charity itself is a tool. Money itself is a tool. All these are neutral. We are the ones who give them power. Be it money, be it tantra, be it yantra, be it black magic, be it evil eye, be it God, be it positive energy. We choose to believe because we are the power. We are the energy. We are the God's creation. Money is not. Weapons are not. Magic is not. Tantra is not. Yantra is not. We are the ones. Okay. So when I go to somebody, or when I take any kind of, teachings around yantra or tantra, I first look at the heart of the guru. I first look at the heart of the teacher. Why is it teaching? Who is it teaching? For what it is teaching? And that's how I go for with my life. So, yeah, that's just all I wanted to talk around in this video, and it just came out so beautifully. Like, I am feeling very fulfilled that it came out this way. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I am a spiritual teacher. I am a healer. If you want to await one-on-one services with me, I'm available. Link information is there in the description box. You can find my mail ID as well in there. Um, you can find my Instagram channel link as well there. Thank you for watching the video. Har Har Mahadev.